Hi, and welcome to our CTWD Podcast. I am Dr. Melissa Allen, and I am the director of the Center for Talent and Workforce Development. And I am excited to be talking about our banking certificate today. And with me to have this conversation is Dr. Adam Jones, who is going to be telling us a little bit more about this program. Dr. Jones, tell us a little bit more about you.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm a faculty member here at Schreiner. I teach finance and economics, and I'm one of the instructors in the banking program.
Awesome. And I know you played a kind of a big part in developing this. And so tell me a little bit about how this course kind of got started.
So it's been a little bit of an evolution as we've learned how to target this material towards working adults and folks who are working in the banks and really make it work with their schedule. And I think that the latest iteration in what we've got now is really a good product for them. It's set up so that it's self-paced, it's broken down in the small pieces so you can bite it off in sort of daily chunks, for lack of a better term, and fits well into a working lifestyle. So really happy with where this has ended up.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know you guys have put a lot of work into this. Tell me a little bit about who should be taking this certificate.
Well, everyone should be taking it.
Absolutely. That's right.
But who is it targeted towards? Think folks who are working in a bank and early in their career. So this could be the person who has transitioned into banking from another discipline. So maybe they're starting out as a teller and looking to work their way up, or maybe they've moved over and they're starting work as either a credit analyst or a loan officer, but their background is, I don't know, a degree in history. So maybe they don't have all the context that they would like to have to be successful in their career. So this program's really aimed at those folks who are sort of early career and looking to move up in the bank.
And when you say early career, that might also be the person who actually has been a teller for 20 years, but now has decided, I really want more, right?
Yes, perfect. Anybody who's looking to move up, probably not the CEO, right? They obviously have experience.
Hopefully they have all this information.
But if you want to head in that direction, this is a great program to pick up the context that you need to help support you in your role.
Awesome. So if I want to do this, how long is it going to take me to get through this program?
If you're reasonably disciplined about it, we've targeted it to be about 6 months. So
Okay.
think about an hour a day or so for 6 months. So the idea being you could either, if you're a morning person, tackle it with your cup of coffee, get in a few minutes early before you start working and do it, or maybe you do it during your lunch break, or if you're like me, maybe this is your way of unwinding in the evening and thinking about and learning something new.
Yeah, and I will tell you, one of the things I absolutely love about the way you designed this is you actually designed the curriculum for how much you should get accomplished each week. It's kind of laid out, like you don't have to stick to that, but if you need that structure is already in there for you. And I absolutely adore that, because for a person like me, that would be helpful. This is how much I should get done this week to stay on task, right? So I thought that was very helpful.
100%, based off of our shortcomings as instructors when we were students, right? We have a tendency to procrastinate, and if you give us a lot of material, it's overwhelming, so we put it off. So instead, try and break it up in the small, manageable chunks. Have your sandwich and a soda at lunch, get it done, and the next day, do it again.
That's awesome. That's great. So give me a few of the highlights of the things I'm going to learn as I take this course.
Well, our goal is to do two things, and that's to provide context around a lot of the work that you're doing and provide some applicable skills in your job. So we're going to dive into credit analysis, and we're going to talk about the different roles of the bank. It's commercial banking and it's consumer banking, and how are those different from each other, and how does the bank manage the risks on each side of that. But we're also going to provide some context around all of that. So thinking about the economy and the Federal Reserve and interest rates and where those come from. I mean, we all have thought before, well, gee, this house would be a lot cheaper if interest rates were lower. Well,
Yes.
Why are they not lower? Or why might they go lower, right? We're going to provide some of the context around that And we're going to do just enough of the accounting so that you can understand your customer's situation and their finances, be able to read through their financial statements, et cetera.
So I wanted to touch on that accounting for just a second, because I know this is a second iteration of this program. And one of the things that this certificate does is it does go back and kind of do some vocabulary, background things that if it's been a while since you've been in school, it does give you a little bit of a refresher. Is that safe to say?
I think that's safe to say. The feedback we hear from bankers all the time in our traditional finance program is students cannot have enough accounting. They can always take more. We want them to have more accounting. But there's also a trade-off in terms of time.
Right.
So the more accounting you do, the less time that leaves for other stuff. So I think we've struck a nice balance of bringing back up some of those terms, thinking about why do we do dual entry accounting and sort of how to then read those statements and think about, can this business actually afford to repay the loan? Is there a role for the bank to support them in their growth and help fund receivables or something along those lines? In order to understand sort of what the bank is doing and to think about this as a partnership between the bank and the client, we have to understand the client's situation. We're going to need a little bit of accounting to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So this program, when we started kind of developing this, it's different from a lot of the other programs that are out there. Tell me what makes this different.
So a lot of the programs that are out there are targeted at traditional undergraduate students or graduate students, but they're traditional classes.
Right.
Versus this one is really targeted at the working professional. So means the material's chunked up a little bit differently. Rather than expecting you to sit in a classroom for long periods. It's set up so that you can do it on your own time, sort of at your own pace. It's aimed, again, at the working professional as opposed to a student. So it's very much tailored for folks who are working in the bank rather than trying to figure out what they want to do with their life.
Right. So it's a little bit more targeted.
Oh, for sure. Much
Absolutely.
more targeted.
Awesome.
But still incorporates some of the best parts about a traditional undergraduate education program. So the goal is for faculty in the program to be accessible and have office hours. And this is not, here's a book, go read it and take a test. It's not designed that way. It includes a structured project at the end of it. So the objective being to get some hands-on experience and apply what you're doing, trying to connect all those dots.
So that's perfect. Tell me a little bit more about this structured project at the end. What made you guys decide to add that piece, and what kind of are you envisioning for that?
So it's hard for me to tell you too much about this because it's really going to be designed by the student and their supervisor.
Right.
The goal, though, is to use it as an excuse to apply the material from the class, but also maybe preview what some of these other positions in the bank would look like. So, for example, maybe this is helping to prepare a loan package and then presenting it to the loan committee. And again, this is very much tailored between the student and their supervisor to what fits them best.
So the project is very individualized based on the desires of the student, right? So they can get the most out of their experience.
Yes, this is, I mean, I'm sure you've done projects before where at the end of some sort of training, they have you do a reflection, right?
Yes.
Well, this is take the reflection, let's go to the next level. So it's applying it, but also reflecting as you go through it. And since it involves the supervisor, that's an opportunity to see this material through their eyes, not just the instructor's eyes, because everybody does it a little bit differently. Different banks have different metrics they focus on. You kind of want to get a feel for the situation that you're in your bank, and that's why this program or project really needs to be tailored to the individual student.
Well, and hopefully that gives your supervisor an experience, an opportunity to see, oh, they have learned a lot of things and they might be ready for that next role, right? It kind of gives you that non-interview, right?
and you asked, how is this program a little bit different from some of the other ones? There are an awful lot of programs out there that are click-through questions, AI-generated kind of stuff. This one should be a little bit more interactive, a little bit more tailored, and this is part of that sort of choose-your-own-adventure theme of the education, right? Take some ownership in it and help craft what that experience looks like.
So we've talked a lot about this, but kind of as a summary, how, if I take this and I've made this commitment and everything, how is this going to help me advance my career? How is this going to work? What does this look like for the typical person who's working in a bank?
So obviously, I think you can never have enough education. So that's a good reason
Amen to that.
do it.
Yes.
But if you're looking to move up, you need to do a couple of things. You need to demonstrate to the bank that you're engaged and motivated and moving forward on your own. This is one way to do that. You also have to demonstrate that you have the skills to take that next step, right? You need to be prepared for it. So there are two ways you can get those. You can go beg and plead till somebody puts you in a position you're not ready for and then be unsuccessful at it. Or you can come in with a foundation to build on, and that's what this program is. So it provides the foundation to take that next step and the context to step into a role as a credit analyst or a loan officer and be able to understand your customer's perspective and the bank's perspective, and therefore you can find solutions for the businesses that work for both.
That's awesome. Adam, thank you so much for chatting with us today. I want to bring in Ladina Odom to chat with us a little bit now. She is the director of CTWD, and we're going to chat with her just a little bit about some of the logistics of this course.
Hearing all of the different aspects and things that an individual would learn, I thought, oh my God, this is really something that I wish that was available to me at that time. It really talked about tools. He talked about tools that would be available to meet an individual where they are and lead them to the next pathway in their career. So it's very exciting.
It's super exciting. So let's talk a little bit about the cost. The certificate does cost $3,000.
Yes, ma'am. The certificate costs $3,000, which is one of the best investments anyone in the banking industry could make on their behalf. So it is a $3,000 investment. But one of the things that Schreiner and the CTWD unit has done is we have broken that up. So if an individual has a total of $3,000 to make initially, that is wonderful. But for those individuals that say, that's a large chunk for me to bite off at one time, we do have a 0% interest program available. So there is an installment program available for individuals that want to make 6-month payments.
Yeah, so you can spread it out over 6 months.
You can spread it out over 6 months.
And we've talked to several bankers about this program. They actually helped us develop. Local bankers actually helped us develop this. And one of the things that they've mentioned even is definitely, depending on where you work, you could potentially qualify for some tuition reimbursement potentially for this or other things like that. So I think we would encourage those who are interested maybe to have that conversation with their boss and where they work and with their bank and see if there's other options like that.
Absolutely. We've talked to many local banks, and there are some tuition reimbursement programs in place. So we would encourage anyone that is currently working at a bank, seek out your banking center manager, your whomever that you report to, talk about what's available, and definitely get some information about this program.
The other thing that's kind of unique about our program is it's flexible. I had somebody approach me and say, I'm a mom, and I know you said 6 months, but I'm really concerned that I could finish it in 6 months. What would you say to those people who might be like, I want to do it, but I'm super nervous?
I would say go ahead. If you are interested in getting some additional education and getting an actual certification, I would say definitely go ahead and enroll in this program. The one thing that's available to you is once you enroll in this program and you feel like you're not going to complete it within 6 months, the CTWD department is here to support you. So I would really encourage you to reach out to them. So if for some reason you're not able to complete it within that period of time, reach out to our department. We will work with you. There are extensions available, so no excuses. We're erasing all of them this morning. Definitely go in and register and take advantage of this wonderful program.
So to steal from Nike, just do it.
Just do it. There
All right.
you go.
All right. So you've sold me. When can I enroll? When can I start?
You can enroll actually right now. So this banking program is set up on a rolling calendar. So what that basically means is that anyone that is interested In registering for this program, you can visit the Schreiner.edu/CTWD webpage, log onto the banking option, and hit register now.
Absolutely. Ladina, thank you for being with us today. We are super excited about this banking program, and we hope you are too. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. We are at workforce@schreiner.edu. And again, like Ladina said, you can check all of our programs out at schreiner.edu/CTWD. Thank you.